court, the personnel will be moving in my office, and the room they're in, we'll have another jury room.
Okay.
And we're talking maybe taking a year to do these things because the attorneys around the square, they really like having access to those two courtrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about judicial center. I'm not sure we'll ever leave that courtroom, them courtrooms at that courthouse.
Yeah,
because of where it's at.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a center of activity right there. But I feel sorry for the merchants around there because we are going to have a big crane parked there.
Oh.
A big crane.
But now, and that's the thing with our Friday night markets and all that.
Right.
When did you say we're coming back online as far as the social media side of it? We had the power went off for a second, and so when that happens, you just have to roll with it, guys. And that's what we were dealing with. But the power went out. I don't think we ever really lost our signal as far as our broadcast signal, but it popped for just a minute. But we had to completely reboot all the social media stuff. So I'm still kind of doing that. But what we were talking about. When the power went off, we were talking about the courthouse and the fact that because of all the rain that we had recently, they had terrible flooding, or they just had some roof leaks. The roof is 19 years old. It was only supposed to last for 20. And so now they're in a situation that we're going to have to replace the roof, and getting those bids, they're coming in super high, over $1 million. Because it's going to have to be removed. You've got so much weight on that roof, you can't. That's something that people don't realize. People say, well, can you not just put a roof over the top of a roof? And you can maybe once.
There's 3 up there.
But yeah, and on flat surface roofing, if you do that, you are shortening the life of the new roof. If you do not remove the old roof, you're going to shorten the life of the new roof. That's just, and we were roofing contractors for 20 years. If you do that on a shingle roof, same story. If you don't remove what's already there, you are shortening the life of what you're putting on there. So it's a good investment to go ahead and get that off there. But you figure if you've got 3 up there, the weight of that roof and it's saturated with water, that's going to be a mess to clean up.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. And I told them I like from when they put that old roof in the dumpsters, I wanted to weigh it. Yeah. I want to know how much weight we're taking off up there.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
I'd also told them that I want this thing done right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're going to spend that kind of money, I want it done right. I want the 3 roofs off. I do not want to leave something for generations ahead.
Yeah.
Where we just went up there and put a 4th roof.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you can't.
You just
structurally,
can't do it.
You can't do that on that building. You do, you're going to have the nightmare problem.
And of course, when you spend that kind of money, you have to get architects and engineers involved.
Yeah.
That's just part of the government way.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a bunch of people to get together and get a neighbor to go up and roof it. It don't happen. No. Them days are over, folks.
Well, that's one of the big things. We talk about the roofing company we ran for 20 years, and I would have loved to have kept it going. The liability that you have as a roofing contractor is astronomical if you're doing it right. Yeah. Now, there are some people that go at it and they don't necessarily have the insurance that they're supposed to have, but of course, you can't let them touch.
You got to be bonded.
Yes, you've got to be bonded. And so anyway, I think we're all back on.
Okay.
We're with Mayor Billy Vogle, County Mayor Billy Vogle. If you're just tuning in, it's like what happened, and you're watching us on social media. The power went out. And so we had to reboot everything and bring it back up. So we're going to continue on. We've been talking about the courthouse situation with that roof is going to have to be replaced. It's going to be very expensive. There are already 3 roofs on there. You cannot put a 4th. Should have never put a 3rd, quite frankly. I'll be honest with you. That wasn't a good decision as somebody that we did that for a long time. And so it's going to be there. You've already got the cleanup. With Serv Pros out there cleaning up from the flooding and the damage.
Inside the roof.
Insurance is covering that. He already said that. Insurance is covering the cleanup from the leak. But the roof is 19 years old. There was only a 20-year warranty.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get
expensive.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed, folks, so we can get some help. But the insurance company was good to us when we lost the roof at the office building, March the 3rd, a year ago?
Yeah.
Okay. They come in there and put a new roof on for us.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm talking about they replaced the roof that a roofing engineer said, I don't know how this ever got done. Anyway, you got to watch what you do. That's the reason we hired an engineer now.
Yeah.
He tells us if we ordered a foot of concrete at a school, we want to be sure we're getting a foot of concrete.
You better believe
it. If you don't have somebody there, you may not get but 6 inches.
Yeah, you've got to have somebody oversee that stuff.
All right.
So
let's get into that. Hey, the courtroom, we'll be talking about this months ahead, okay? Yeah. So if you lost it today, you'll be reminded. First thing I just want to say, communications from the mayor. We had a comptroller report. Last month, if you'll know, we done a resolution for $15 million for the schools. West Side, Springfield Middle, Woodall and White House, and we're adding some rooms. But if you'd been in West Side School, the plumbing that was in that school when it was built was the same plumbing we're still using. The bathrooms, the commodes, the water fountains, the kitchen, it done served its purpose. So the schools is putting in $5.5 million out of their fund balance, and the county, we're taking $15 million out of our fund balance without borrowing any money for these projects. People, back in 2012, we could not have done this. We didn't even have $15 million fund balance, much less take it out. So we was very fortunate through the county commission over the years, have tried to be good steward of the taxpayers' dollars to prepare for a day like this. But before we could get that money out, we had to get a report from the comptroller being sure that what we was doing was leaving the county in a safe place. And we got that report last week saying that we was well enough to keep the county going in hard times for 6 or 7 months. If the economy just went busted, that we could do that. And that's what they require, every county. So we got that letter, which was they knew we was taking some emergency money out of fund balance to do something, and they gave us to go ahead and say, hey, you're good to do it. So that's a big letter. I've been here 25 years now, and I've never seen a letter like that from a comptroller saying you could just take $15 million and do what you had to do. Also, my communications, the county office buildings will be closed tomorrow for Juneteenth. And, of course, on a sad note, we lost Burton Glover last week. And Burton was a very, very good county commissioner. He understood money. He was a businessman in Robs County for years. Of course, when his business folded at the car dealership, Dodge did, he went and got his he went to the bar and got his education and night school and everything, and he became a lawyer. And 2 years after that, he ran for general sessions judge and won. And I went in court sometimes and watched him, and I'm going to tell you, Burton helped a very straight court. And, he would tell him folks, hey, next time I see you, I want you to have a job, stuff like that. Burton was, he was very strict. And then he come back and run for county commissioner and was county commissioner 8 years. And he was very sharp about taxpayers' money, very conscious. This county lost a person that had been around a long time, and everybody knew him. So I want my condolences to the family, and just appreciate the work he did for public service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're continuing on talking to Mayor Billy Vogle, County Mayor here in Robeson County. Now, we've got a couple of breaks to take, but we'll take them here in a minute. I want to continue on since we lost the power and kind of lost the show for a minute, but we rebooted and we're back on, so I hope you're staying with us. What else have you got? As far as the county commissioner meetings happen on the third Monday of the month.
Yep.
And then he comes in always on that Tuesday to just kind of update us. And guys, you can go online and watch these meetings if you want to stay up to date on everything that's going on. But what else did you guys have happen?
Well, let me say, after I leave this show this morning, I go straight to 911 meeting.
Right.
Every Tuesday morning, 911 meets. And as the ones know that stays in the loop, we've got this new 911 radio system that we're working on. We are in the last turn. They are now Springfield police cars and sheriff cars are meeting at Springfield High School. They're putting the new radios in all the cars. I seen one of the handhelds. It's a 8000 series, and he told me that radio was around $7,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you can talk from here to Smiley Hollow, just off that little antenna. This was like a $7.3 million project, and we're in the last turn. And folks, it did not really cost the taxpayers a thing. And
it was absolutely had to happen because you can talk to our emergency responders and how they could not communicate. It was just this communication issue that we've been dealing with in some of these rural counties is critical when it comes to safety. You've got to fix it. And it was just something that you and I have been talking about that really since I met you.
Yeah. Well,
I think from the very first, it was like that was something that had to be fixed. And,
we got 10 cities, and you don't want 10 dispatchers.
No.
where each city does their own dispatching. We got one dispatcher per 911 center, and that call goes out. And of course, not only we're talking about 911 emergency services, Springfield Gas, water is on this radio system.
Oh, good.
Right. Everybody is on the animal control. Everybody is on the same page on the same radio. But these radios will send them calls out to where they're supposed to go. And maybe, like if the water system's talking, they won't be interfering if an ambulance is en route. Yeah, it's set up that way.
Right.
This is so far over my head that Chad Gregory's been helping us, and he knows radios, and Motorola's been involved. Even the state of Tennessee gave us over $1 million so they could put state troopers on it. So cool. After we have started this project, there's been 4 other counties now trying to follow lead.
Good deal.
Yeah, so it's a big thing.
Yeah, and the critical need of our dispatchers and things, doing traffic for as long as I did. I was a traffic reporter for 28 years. I could not do my job without the people who communicated with our emergency responders and had a great, and you talk about a stressful job. Those emergency responders, those people that are out there, rolling up on these accidents and things like that. You just don't have any idea what they're dealing with, guys. And you got to be able to communicate.
White House police said they was chasing a car one night, and the 2 police cars chasing this car couldn't even talk to each other.
That's incredible.
So
dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. And then when you got a patrol officer out there and if something happens to him outside of his car, that handheld can save his life. So, hey, it's
incredible.
It's something that had to be done. Plus, we had dead spots all over the county. Yeah. Smiley Hollow, to name the first one off the top of my head. And we think we fixed that.
Very good. So you got the 911 meeting this morning after you leave here. What else did you guys get done at the meeting last night?
Well, we didn't have any elections or appointments. I went through, of course, we do the reports. I asked every commissioner any comments on every report because we got like 11 departments that send out reports. And these commissioners are supposed to come to the meetings first and then read the report because we have committee meetings with EMS or whatever. Solid waste, we have all those meetings. So, there's no reason for any county commissioner not to be informed.
Right.
Yeah, because they get a package. And these reports that you see right here, it starts with animal control, trustee, fire, planning. It goes all the way down to finance. They know what's going on. So we went into zoning, and zoning's a funny creature. We had our public hearing last night, and there wasn't but 1-2 people get up and talk in opposition of a zoning. But I have found out 5-acre tracts, a lot of people don't like them. They think it eats up too much farmland. But then it's a state law that you can track up 5.01 and not even have to go to zoning. So, but I tell people, the best thing about zoning is if we do a 5-acre tract, 8 times out of 10, they come back and they will cut it in half and have a house built for their child or something. So really, we're building some houses on RP 80 and 40. That means 80,000 square feet. And we're tracking them tracks up a bit. We won't eat up so much farmland. And some people don't like living in the subdivision. They want to have a place where they can have a horse or something. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And you may not like the growth that Robs County is having, but we are trying to plan control growth. Up at White House, we're working hard to get a red light up there. We're not getting a whole lot of success. But when we start building houses, we need to think about our road system around it. Think about your infrastructure. And that's something that you got to, it's called planned growth. And we're trying to do that with our zoning. I've worked hard with zoning since I got elected first term. We tried to change it, turn that ball game around, and we've made a lot of headway. And
I know there's a lot of the cities that are incorporated that'll come back to the county and try to give streets back to you guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing too. And that cracks me up. First time you told me that, where they've got control of it and they're like, okay, now it's yours. And it's like, well, we don't want it. And they took it to and started, they built a road that is not being maintained, and then they want the county to maintain it. That happens a lot too.
See, I've got to be careful what I say because I got to get along with all these cities.
Yes, I know.
Got to get along.
Out of my mouth.
But I will say, when a city annexes the land and don't index the road, then the road is the county's problem. But that road may be just a road for not having neighborhood zone.
Yeah.
But the city maybe will put neighborhoods. It's a battle.
Yeah.
It's a battle, and we don't have enough money to maybe put in turning lanes. Turning lanes are very expensive.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you got to get the right of way and all that, and that's part of being part of planned growth.
Well, in the situation up in White House, you're dealing with the state. It's a state road that you're
involved.
trying to get. That's the problem. People are like, well, why can't they just put up a light? Because it's a state road, and you guys, if you could control it, you could get it done. But because it's the state highway, that's the problem.
I've had TDOT tell me right to my face in front of everybody that get a red light up there in turning lanes, 5 to 7 years.
That's incredible. It's
5 to
insane.
7 years.
Yeah.
Money is limited, very limited. What TDOT. But think about it. They got every bridge, every road, interstate from here, one end of the state to the other.
That's true.
In fact, I was on 65 Sunday, Falls Day, going to Portland, and it's like driving through a maze up there. You can see why there's so many accidents. And at night when it's dark, people slow down, please, because there's barrels and the lane changes. And well, this morning, they're backed up around Long Hollow Pike coming out of Kentucky. So, it's and watch out for the construction workers, please.
Please.
Yeah.
They're out there just, working hard. And in this heat, oh goodness. But continue on. Mayor Billy Vogle is in the house with us talking about the county commissioners meeting from last night. What's next?
All right. Last month, we had a resolution to do a feasibility study for the new Justice Center. Going to be about $20,000. Last night, it passed on the second reading. Now, I will get with some consultants to do a study about where's the best place for a building, where is the what's better for everybody involved, whether you're an attorney, whether you're a judge, or whether you're the people that has to go to court. We're looking at parking, looking at traffic. We don't like the old courthouse that we're spending all this money on. Fifth Avenue, folks, is loaded. It's loaded, and to me, nowhere around the middle of there is where this building needs to be. So if you're talking about putting a bunch of courtrooms together, you're going to have a lot of parking and a lot of, got to be some way to get around it.
Yeah.
Because Fifth Avenue is pretty full right now when you have school going on. So that passed on the second, which we'll start doing a study. Now, everybody jumping up and down, we may get a new Justice Center. I'm going to tell you, we got to build a school first.
Yeah.
You eat, I never ate an elephant, but I think I'd have to do it one bite at a time. So we're going to have to build a school sometime next year or maybe the year next. And spending $15 million this year is not a Band-Aid by no means, but it's not going to get us down the road about where we're going. We don't know now whether the school will be a middle school in Springfield or possibly a middle school or elementary in White House.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's a lot of folks coming to the county. When you're out and about and you hear these conversations, you can tell the folks are new. And it's like, where are you from? A lot of them are from California, y'all.
Well, Arizona.
Hey,
around in my neighborhood, which is very, very, not very incorporated, but neighbors on both sides of me are, down the road too. They're not from Robinson County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating?
And they love it. They love it.
Yeah.
Now, they come here for cheap taxes and just the style of people.
Yeah.
But then after here a while, they want us to kind of, be like them.
Their way. And it's like, that's the reason you left, y'all. Come on.
So
that's the reason you left and came here.
Hey, I've always heard if you're in Greece, act like a Greek.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in Robinson County, be Mayberry. Be Mayberry.
There you go. Let me go ahead and do a break. We're
right.
about 20 till, so let's go ahead and do a break. And talking with the County Mayor Billy Vogle. Got a couple of sponsors, though, that we want to talk about. Let's start with Veterans Motorplex this morning. The way you stay up to date on what's going on with Veterans Motorplex, you need to follow Highland Rim Speedway on social media. Racing, the goal is to race every Saturday from March to October. That's our racing season here. And if you've not been to Veterans Motorplex, the old Highland Rim Speedway, you don't know what you're missing. It is so much fun. I love it. I got out there several times last year, and we'll get out there several times this year because it's just a good time. Cannot wait to take my grandson, my granddaughter, maybe. She's about that age too. They'll do big wheel races and things like that with the kids. It is a family-friendly environment. Most racetracks, you're going to have, more of an adult atmosphere. They'll have beer sales and loud alcohol sales. They don't have that here. So that's very unique. It is a family-friendly environment for racing. that is just awesome. And so you can take a $40 ticket. We'll get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for one ticket price. They got a great concession stand there, everything you need. They run it, man, like clockwork. A lot of the local kids, that's where they'll have their first summer job, is at Veterans Motorplex. I just love this place, love Jerry and all the folks that are out there making it happen. But again, follow them at Highland Rim Speedway so you can stay up to date. Rain will, will cancel or delay us. Sometimes maybe if it rains on Saturday, they'll decide to race on Sunday. But typically racing every Saturday, March to October. They've done some improvements out there, so we got a little bit of a late start this year. And so that might mean they'll extend it on into November. And again, it all depends on the weather. But this is at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier, 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. If you've not been to the races in a while, you got to get out there. Take your family. $40 ticket. We'll get up to 8 people in. Again, for one ticket price, up to 6 kids and 2 adults is what you can get in with that ticket on our big old quarter-mile, high-banked asphalt bull ring. Fun for the whole family. Get out there this weekend. And when you do, please let them know. Mayor Billy Vogle. We're talking about the county commission meeting that happened last night. He's headed to a 911 meeting this morning. Busy man, farmer, granddaddy, daddy,
Hey,
all the things.
let me tell you, I remember you talking about historical, the Ridgetop racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
Very historical. As a kid, I'm talking about 5, 6 years old. This would be 60 years ago.
Really?
Now. Yeah.
That was around then?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that old.
Well, what they did, Ridgetop raced on Friday night, and in the same cars of the folks would go to the fairgrounds in Nashville the next night.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's a cool history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we had people traveling and bringing cars into Robinson County, and they'd go to Ridgetop on Friday night and then go to the motel room, and then Saturday night race in Nashville and go home.
That's
Go home
cool.
on Sundays.
What kind of track was it? Was it gravel or dirt?
No, it's what it is now.
It was asphalt.
Yeah, it
even
was
then?
asphalt then, and hey, I'm talking about
Interesting.
Bobby
Okay.
Allison and all them boys raced
Really?
at Ridgetop. Yeah, a lot of them started at them little bullhorns like you talk about,
That's
and
so
then they
cool.
go to Nashville to a bigger track and try to set their car up different. But that thing is very historical.
That's really cool. I don't think I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I knew it'd
hey,
been around a long time.
Oh God, talk to Jerry because Jerry
Trying to
knows
get Jerry
he
in
knows
here.
the history. Yeah,
Talk
the
about a
history,
busy man.
the history of that track. He knows it. And,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna get him in here. We
Yeah.
haven't had him in this season because they did a renovation out there, and so he was so busy at the first of it. And we've been doing ads since March, even though they didn't get really opened up until in April. But we wanted to let people know it's we're just delayed, and so we talked a lot about it. But we'll get him in here and I'd love to get the history on that. I bet Bill Jones could help us with the history on that too.
Hey, the fairgrounds at Nashville, they raced on a Wednesday night and Saturday night.
Really?
Back then, yeah, sure did. Every
Interesting.
week. I'm talking about some of the drivers that's in the Hall of Fame with NASCAR started out at Nashville.
That is so cool. I didn't realize that. So racing's, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. But anyway,
It's loud. It's loud.
It is.
It's got its critics.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a resolution last night come from schools. The schools are constantly the ones that work in the office. It's administrative. That's a year-round job.
Mm-hmm.
They're working with their budgets now. We're moving money over for Social Security tax, Medicare. It's got state education funds coming in that they're putting in the right places. We're working on here's expenses, education program for teachers, everything. I mean, this resolution is 4 pages, folks.
Yeah.
And assistant principals is just getting everything ready for the new school year. Hey, they're hiring teachers. If you want a job, they can put you in a position right quick.
I can't say enough about it. My husband and I both are teaching now. We retired into teaching.
Hey, school bus drivers, it goes on and on.
Yes.
They've got a maintenance department. They got a bus driver, garage needs people. Our SO officers, of course. I think we got, I don't know how many now going to, it's whatever schools we got has got one.
Mm-hmm.
We're one of the few rural counties that can do that.
Student resource officer,
Yeah.
and they are employed by the county sheriff's office. They are sheriff deputies, so they are not employed by the school. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, but that's a big blessing that we have. People talk about the carry law that was passed at the state allowing teachers to carry. To carry in the schools, you have to have the approval of the number one. Your administrator has to want it to happen. That's your principal. Your director of schools has to approve it, and then your county sheriff has to approve it, and then you have to go through 40 hours training per year to carry. Our district said no to teachers carrying because we have SROs in all of our schools. The reason why that law was passed was for some of these rural counties that don't have that protection to set up something to where some of these qualified teachers that maybe have a military or because we've got classes, we've got criminal justice classes that are being taught across the state by former officers a lot of the times. And so, or former military, we've got several veterans that teach at Greenbrier, and that one's a history teacher and different things like that. They would be qualified to do it. We don't need it in Robertson County. That's why it's not happening in Robertson County, but some counties do.
Some counties can't afford to do it.
Very
let me
strict
tell you,
guidelines.
It's when we first started out, the first time we started putting officers in school, the state gave us $1 million.
Oh wow!
And I think maybe 3 schools or four schools or something was able to do that. And then the next year the state didn't give us but 80. Next year went 60, but the county was picking it up every year. And after 5 years, we was 100% funding that $1 million. Well, now $1 million won't touch it.
I know.
To put an officer in every school and have a car and pay the package for that officer, not only uniforms, training, but we're talking about the benefits. It's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate that we have one in every school.
Yep, for sure.
And there's some schools there's some counties that don't even have a Walmart, folks. That's a struggle for them. That's a struggle. And arming teachers is maybe the only way to go.
Yeah. I mean, in those very rural counties, not happening here in Robertson, but that's, we're very blessed to have these SROs. Yeah. Again, sheriff's office, they are deputies, and what a blessing that is. Okay, continue on.
Okay, we had a resolution last night. Our EMS, which is Ambulance Services, they got these defibrillators on every ambulance. We've got some, I think the lifespan is about 12 years. And we've got some that's got defibrillators been on there 9 years. So with 10 ambulances, you're talking $50,000 a piece. That's a lot of money.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You bet.
Folks, when you on an ambulance, they come pick you up. Sometimes the expenses or the charges will be different based on what you need. And them defibrillators are very expensive.
I had no idea they were that expensive. Wow.
Yeah. I think you can get some from one company if you trade your old ones in for around $35.
Jeez.
So
wow.
Yeah. So what I did, we had some opioid money come in from the lawsuit, and I gave EMS enough to buy 2 defibrillators.
Awesome.
So they moved some money around, like gasoline and some of our building money for the ambulance stations, where he was able to purchase 2 more. So we're getting 4 out of this year's budget, but next year we're going to have to maybe do some more. And I'll take some opioid money if I can and help out, because I've been buying Narcan. I've been trying to really help out the people that, if a parents get picked up at night and there's kids in the home, they've got to go somewhere.
Yeah. So
I've give Costa money, Isaiah House, I've give them money.
Isaiah House is wonderful.
And some other, Robertson County Health Department Coalition. We're trying to work this problem. Mid-Cumberland, we gave them some of our money because they're building a 74-bed rehab, and have where some people that go to rehab need to go out of county.
Right.
That's just all it is to it. They don't need to be in county. They need to get away from all that helped them get into this problem, and let's get them somewhere where they need help. And these people that's coming out, it takes about a year, but they're different people and their lives are coming back.
Yeah, you want to see some of the recovery court success stories. It's amazing. It is amazing what we can do to help these folks start new.
We had like this resolution last night for EMS. The general fund for the taxpayers is zero. Zero money comes from taxpayers, but the expenses is $55,000. That's coming through re-budgeting and coming through opioid money to help EMS out.
Okay, keep going. Just keep going. We're just
all right. Here's where I had I had $52,000 of opioid money, and this is it's up to the mayor to divide it out. But that don't mean I don't have to go to the budget committee and explain every penny for the auditors. Here's $52,000. It went to CASA, Master's Table Soup Kitchen,
awesome.
Robertson County Health Council, Stepstones of Robertson County, which is my father's house, and of course, Isaiah House, $52,000 I divided out for those organizations, and they do work with people that are on opioids.
That's great.
So yeah, it's.
Are you? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The Safe Baby court
Yeah,
that
we're
they're doing
starting
now.
that up.
Tiffany Thompson is building that program, and that is something we're going to get Tiffany in here to kind of explain all that. That's something new too, because people just don't realize. I've talked to folks that work with. In the recovery community, and it's a different world. It used to be whenever DCS would go in and try to take kids out of a home, the parents would say, no, they'll fight for them. Now they'll go, well, there's their stuff, because they're so addicted and they just are not the same people. And it's heartbreaking. These children that are in these situations, it's just a desperate need, just desperate.
Yeah, I'm not knocking DCS.
Oh no,
we're talking about a state that's doing all they can, but sometimes they end up on a couch.
Yeah,
and you can go to Isaiah House where there's people who will take care of these kids.
It's just an amazing program what they're doing with Isaiah House.
These young kids see so much going on, and I can't imagine the shock of the law pulling up and maybe taking them and doing something with them.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
That's one thing. Being in the classroom, we encounter kids that are going through these monumental problems that I just take your breath away. Yeah. And so it's just a constant need. What else you got for us?
Okay, here's where we're going back to the courthouse roof. $1.6 million that we took out of our item is no general funds, all zeros, but the expense is 1.6. We got a fund called a 171 fund that we put money in every year, and we don't put no $1 million a year in it, folks. But we have built that up to where this 1.6 million is coming out of 171. The money is there, and we're not having to raise taxes to do it.
It's an emergency fund.
Yeah,
right?
And it's like that solid waste. We put like $150,000 a year into that fund, and we bought a truck today to go to these convenience centers to empty those big canisters, and we didn't have to raise taxes to do it because we had been saving that money over 10 years to buy that truck.
Very good.
So anyway, we have 1.6 million that taxpayers anyway. Of course, you can say, well, it come out of somewhere. Sure, it did, but it wasn't all in one lick. All right, we had a resolution last night we had delinquent tax sale last night, and this one was kind of neat. There's a triangle in Ridgetop that belonged to the county, and of course, nobody's paid taxes on years because it's not big enough to build a house.
And it's a what now?
It's some land that went back to the county.
Okay.
Delinquent tax.
You said it was a triangle.
Yeah, it's a triangle. The land's in a triangle at Ridgetop. It's not even big enough hardly to put a chicken coop on. So the people that owned it said, I'm not paying taxes on that. So ain't nothing I can do with it.
Yeah.
So it went back to the county.
Okay. Where is it? I'm trying to visualize
In Ridgetop.
Yeah.
It's probably beside the road somewhere where a piece of property got cut up or.
Okay.
And, but anyway, the Robson County Chamber of Commerce bid $250 and got it. So, but what they're planning on doing is putting a sign on it.
Okay.
That says "Welcome to Robson County."
Okay.
And of course, they got to jump through the hoops. They got to go get a permit from Ridgetop. They got to get a permit from state of Tennessee that they won't be on the right of way and all that stuff. So they got to jump. And if they don't get all the permits, it's like Jordan Osmond said last night, we'll own a piece of ground in Ridgetop. But that's their goal, is to put a sign up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, because, we've got the sign over here as you're coming up Tom Austin that the chamber takes care of, which is nice. It's got all the different, it's a digital sign, so I'm guessing they're going to do something similar to that. Because we call Ridgetop, that is the gateway to Robertson County. Yeah. Ridgetop is.
I'm going to put a push in for the chambers all across Robertson County. We've got 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, Portland on down to White House and Ridgetop and Green Ridge. And the mayor of Nashville is in this transit plan right now. That's all he talks about is transit. He's getting ready for the football stadium and all. And he's raising sales tax a 0.5%. And he told us at the mayor's meeting that he's not worried about people getting mad about raising the sales tax 0.5%, because he said 64% or 66% of the sales tax that Nashville collects comes out of county. Our sales tax dollars, well, we're spending it in Nashville. Yeah. So the chamber's doing all they can. These chambers across Robeson County, they're doing all they can to keep those sales tax dollars inside
You
this
better
county.
believe it.
Inside this county.
Be mindful
So
of
when
it.
the chamber comes around and says, "Would you like to be a member?" Listen to them.
I finally joined.
Hey, listen to them because they have so big of a network now that people will hear who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the chambers will keep me busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
They
Jordan
keep-
Osborne.
yeah.
I got to get her in here. I just haven't visited with her in a while.
Mandy's up there at White House, does
Yeah.
a great job.
She
'Cause
does a
White
great
House
job.
is jumping, and I think this.
They have the Green Ridge Chamber. Is that
Yeah,
still
that's-
happening?
that's
Or they
Greenbrier and
Greenbrier
Ridgetop.
Ridgetop combined
and
for
of course,
Green Ridge Chamber. I don't know if Aaron's still
I think
involved
Good
with that.
Morning
or not.
Robson County is going to be at White House this month.
Okay, we'll
think
touch
so.
base with them and see what's
Yeah.
going on. So
So that's what that
Okay.
was. Okay, we had a resolution last night discussing the day after Thanksgiving. When the county employees got Juneteenth, the county commissioners could not decide whether to give them a 13th holiday. I had some county commissioners said 12 was all that they was going to offer. So they lost the day after Thanksgiving. But last night the county commissioner said, "Hey, we're going to shut the courthouse down the day after
seems kind
Thanksgiving."
of silly to have it open the day
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving.
But they told employees you could either take a vacation day or a sick day.
oh,
So
okay.
it will be
they're not
paid
gonna-
for.
Okay,
Yeah, they're not going to lose a day's pay.
okay.
And, so I
But they'll have
imagine
to take it as a vacay.
vacation or sick
okay.
day.
Okay.
I know which one I'd pick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
but
it.
that way they can be with their families and have 4 days off.
Right. Let me pause and do a break
Yeah.
here before we finish up, and then we'll have to wrap it up pretty quick. But we had a little bit of a technical issue. The power went out on us the first part of the show, and we had to reset and all of that. So we're a little bit behind on our sponsors, but we want to definitely give some time to Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. They are our oldest sponsor on the program right now. Have been with us really from the beginning. They are Cross Plainians. They're Robertson Countyans, folks. If you need some help in the real estate community, you cannot do any better than Barry and Rebecca. They are just awesome folks. She has a realty office up in White House. He has the brokerage office here on the downtown square that they opened this past year. But they combined those two offices to bring you Exit Prime Realty. They'd been part of the Garden Gate team from Exit for forever, but they decided to put a new branch in the Exit tree. So you got the same great team, just a new name. Exit Prime Realty is how you'll find Barry and Rebecca Richards, whatever you need, whether it's the brokerage office that Barry has, her agency office up in White House. They specialize in Robertson County properties because, again, they're Cross-Plainians. They've been here nearly 30 years, and but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line in Kentucky. They're originally from Kentucky. They're the whole package, guys. She's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. He is a marketer, was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years up in Nashville. You bring that expertise to the table when you're trying to sell property, it is a game changer. To make sure that people see your property in the best light from the very moment it goes on the market, that's how you move property. Whatever you need, you can give them a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or just Google them, Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Reach out to them today and tell them always that you're sent you. And thank them for sponsoring One Street Over. Okay, let's get through the rest of it, folks, man.
Yeah, we're about to end. I think we're
Yeah,
there.
you're about there.
The last thing was a resolution come from the sheriff's department for surplus property.
Okay.
And like I say, when we buy something, we got to show when we get rid of it too.
What
Yeah.
are they getting rid of?
Well,
Surplus?
they've got a 2008 Ford Explorer, 2015 Ford Explorer, 2016 Ford Explorer, old camera system, monitors, cameras, and parts, an old Dixie chopper lawnmower. Never heard of a Dixie chopper.
Yeah.
5 laptops, 8 desktops, 2 printers, 16 monitors, and 2 antennas. All does not work.
Okay.
So, folks, if you want some junk, there we go.
How do you buy stuff on surplus from the county?
So most of the cars and trucks will go to Tennessee.govs.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, every county is on Tennessee.govs.
Okay.
Just get on there and do tn.govs, and it'll pull up whatever sales. I mean, and just let me say right quick, the airport's got a Kubota cab tractor, 70 horse, got about 1,000 hours on it for sale. I think they're wanting around $30,000 for it,
Okay.
which is very reasonable.
Yeah.
It's got a loader on it, I believe.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
And all it's done is mow grass.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, all right. We got it done.
Got it
Is
done.
that it?
Yeah, got it
Got
done.
it done. You
Now
got
we go to work
you
for
got-
Robeson County.
That's right. That's a wonderful thing, guys. Thank you for joining us here at 1100 WSGI. Thank you, Mayor, for coming in.
You're welcome.
Tomorrow we'll visit the mayor and alderman meeting here in Springfield happens tonight. And so you're going to have Ryan Martin coming in here tomorrow. And we're also going to have a visit from the folks over at Martin's Chapel, because the big Martin's Chapel barbecues this weekend, y'all. And that is a big deal. And so Brenda's going to come in and talk to us about that. So that's what we've got set for tomorrow here again on 1100 WSGI. Thank you for joining us. God bless. Have a wonderful day.